Hey, how are you doing? Good, that's right. Good indeed. I feel like my eyesight is... Oh, is it?
How about now? We good now? Alright, sweet. What a mess. Alright. Um, so okay, last time we died, and then we started a new run and started picking some different things, and we got on a completely different situation since this time I didn't go to the restaurant with Misha and Shizune, and I'm like barely interacting with them and stuff, and so I'm probably not gonna join the student council this time. I did last time, um, but I died, so so hopefully I won't die this time. We got very loud music. Turn that down. There we go. Hang on. Better idea. There we go. How about that? Unleashed_D. Sending me a message. Not in English. Wonderful. It's really inconvenient of her to not mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be exactly the same time will be impossible, but at least I can try to get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't that a huge workload for you, too? It's such a big pain, you know? Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you aren't. You guessed right. Legs hurt though. I feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs. Because of the position? Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more. You know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lay down. Saying that, she stretches herself a little, bending her legs and back far more than a human should flex. It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe. She stretches out her calves. And must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does. But she's... What? Oh, but she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one too. Feeling like a mental yawn. I love her blank expressions. She just looks so done always. I don't think so, Hisao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. A boy? Yes. Where? At the art club. And? He's blind. Oh. How can you paint if you were blind? No idea. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation. Can't really do anything like you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway and paints. Why? I don't know why. I don't know, that's why I asked. So? He doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor takes ages. Didn't try again. But he is becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe she was trying to make a point with that. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really. Pretty blunt statement, but she totally missed the sarcasm. No? Just like I said, they're not very interesting. You usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe? But that boy is interesting. Maybe I'm like that boy, or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do just because you can. It's pretty deep, I think, and... Oh, and tell that to her. You're a deep one. Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Didn't you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time? Nope, but now I do. Right now I'm thinking of the second floor girls' toilet's ice... What? Second floor girls' toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut. I'm gonna need a haircut. Whoa, what was that? Oh, she shakes her... shakes her head around, vigorously? Letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it, what? Oh, doing it is something she likes to do. Dude, I do that all the time with my long ass hair. We fall silent as Rin treads around, absent-mindedly poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I'm feeling like I'm treading on very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. Should probably stop talking with her. Jesus. It's not like I dislike her, despite the confusion her being herself causes. And I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or any technical skill. So usually, if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. That, or I manage to draw something disfigured and probably get frustrated at my inability to put a picture in my head down on the paper. Then call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like being into... What? Oh, it's like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. Makes one question the sanity of the act. And sits down on a box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. Can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. Thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and then I can do whatever I'm gonna do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Oh shoot. Who? Nobody, I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her? From her class? Oh, her. The mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her go into the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's a world record. That's very mysterious. That's why you call her Mysterious Toilet Girl? What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was the week before that. Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. What the hell? That's a weird thing to say. That's a really weird thing to say, Rin. You weirdo. How could looking at, like, anyone make you hungry? Yeah, don't say that. At least not around her. Rin tends to look at me blankly as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding it any more than before, so I give up at that point. So, do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Ernest turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped a brush and is dipping it into fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore or doesn't answer anything even if she does. That was a nice extra scene. I'm feeling tired, so I set my alarm clock to wake me up as late as I can afford while still making it to the first class. Nurse's voice is almost nagging in the back of my head about morning jogs. I make a resolution to make up for it by going for a walk after school tomorrow. Emmy won't care either way, I bet. Guess we're not on the Emmy route. Not being on the Emmy route. Wake up and take a hot shower. Yeah, see, this is when I ran and, had a heart attack last time. Back in my room, the first thing I see is a familiar row of medication bottles lined up on top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed, as usual. It's annoying. I thought I was okay, thought I had made my peace with this thing, gotten over it. But what I really did, I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality. And trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. And that is how I'll rationalize it. I down the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepare to head out of the class early, as usual. What? The anal route? What do you mean? As I said, what a nerd. What are you talking about? As I step into the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. God damn it. As he sneaks past me soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him. Hey! Jumps at the sound of my voice. Oh, hey man, I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired. I think it's more like you didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Where have you been this... I need a drink. Yeah, boys. Train stopping at hydration station. Where have you been this early? Shopping? Nah, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher. Yeah, figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since it tells you in advance if you want. So then what's in the bag? I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Ah, okay. Thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decided to not point out that he is not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room and then closes the door. Surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still gonna take it, duh. I need to know so I know what day I can't afford to skip class. Usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I need to step out and check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. Basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. Wasn't something else his darkest secret? I have two fears on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined I can't speak right now. Ominous life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten in the head. Well, where else could I get beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The arse? Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now, sensing this conversation is more or less over. Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? I accidentally bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual bottles. Battery? What? Oh, thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. Swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. Why am I calling it a lair? For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to morning class. Instead, almost everyone else seems to be here today. I recognize most of my class, but by their faces by now, though the names escape me still. I thought I had read this. Are you serious? I haven't? Class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I've even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first day, it was pretty high string in class. Winter finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. Games and fried food. Everyone burst out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Makaido. What? Oh, well, got cut off. The reminder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Mucho deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as hallways in the school probably... Oh wait, no, I have definitely read this. What? I've read this. Is it because I didn't save the bad end? No, the game remembers that I did it. I swear I've read this. I guess not, because Emmy showed up. So... Wait, one time only, super extra special one. Yeah, I've read this. Is it, maybe it's slightly different? She strikes a very confident looking pose as though it was an attempt to one-up her own ridiculousness, puffing out her very modest chest and making the V for victory sign with her hand. Sounds delicious. To what do I owe the honor of being invited? Stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company. It's probably the most depressing reason imaginable. So how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food all alone otherwise. Eh? I'm kidding. Sure, I'll have your lunch I'll have your lunch offer with pleasure. Let's go to the roof. The roof? Why the roof? Because that's where we eat lunch. If you don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off and then I just know she'll go hungry because she never packs a lunch for herself. Who will? Come with me. Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by an arm and drags me through the hallways. I attempt to make conversation on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? Emmy smiles guiltily. Actually, it's yesterday's lunch. I slipped in a run at lunch and forgot to eat it. Huh? The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing... Okay, yeah, Is this all the same? It is. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud... what? A few loud stretches? To try and stave off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. I've Passing through the rounding the corner though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The colour of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. Quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. Well, this is interesting. I didn't get this extra Lily scene last time. Why would this be happening? What triggers this? Weird. Lily? What? You a Lily fan, Raymer? Don't tell me she's your favorite. Good grill. Nah, Lily sucks. That's respectable. She doesn't actually suck. Insulted. No, she doesn't suck. She's not the best. She's nowhere near the best. In fact, she's probably the second worst of all the available girls. Emmy and Lily. Huh, really? You did Emmy? I would have expected you to be a Rin kind of guy. Bruh. Only one worse than Lily is Hanako. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Does this bother you, Toast? I'm sorry. It's the facts. Oh my god. Leave it. Fix it. I was playing Rin for free but stopped. Fair enough. Sal? Yep, that's me. Seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact that she's actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again I reply in kind before realizing that I needn't do so. Just going into town, you? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. What? Also wrong? What do you mean? What do you mean also wrong? You saying I'm wrong about Hanako sucking? She paused for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town on me. Ah, not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. Hanako and Shizune are bottom tier, eh? If we gotta rank them. Yeah, obviously I'm talking about if we have to. Hanako's the only one I actually don't like. All the others are fine, it's just that I like Lily the least out of the four that are fine. But I'd probably have Shizune as third, so the middle. And then Rin and Emmy above that. But I don't know who I'd place first out of Rin and Emmy. They're both pretty good. Well, yeah, I'm saying this only having played the fucking Kenji Death. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Kenji best. It was the worst route. I freaking die. I fall off a building and die. Thank you, she has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a little. It was also your best route. Yeah, it's the best route out of what I've played. Doesn't mean it didn't suck. It's the best of one, and that one sucked. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remain silent as we quietly continue to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. I guess that's the thing? Yeah, with the road buffet of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. There we go. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement to be sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone, what? The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've been plopped right in the middle of things. Oh, whoops. For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamaku's kind of different though. I mean, the formality surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious different. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it though in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. Feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding along with class 32 and Hanako. Oh, not that I mind. It's nice to get thoughts off my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, one could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nevertheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking on down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. So, where in town were you going? It's actually a pretty good question. I'd come in to buy food, but the layout of the place is still totally foreign to me. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. Gonna have to ask her for directions again. I was just gonna get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well now, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again then, thanks. Together we walk to the store, my pace is carefully slowed, slowed to remain beside Can I speak? Together we walk to the store, my pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, here is quite a bit slower, not that it's without reason. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town is... what? Oh, this town really is pretty small. Without further ado... wait, really? We make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I couldn't help the feeling that she's had this idea since I said I was coming in. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up with her right hand. Well, if she doesn't use her cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Is this alright? Sure. I have no reason not to accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it is out of necessity. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be an entirely normal... well, Must be entirely normal for the local residents. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. Grab it along the way, I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items into their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanukkah follow every Friday. Right, all that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. Damn, she has to remember it. Like, she'd have to remember it herself. Which I suck at doing. Like, every time I've tried to go to the store and just remember what I'm meant to take, I always end up forgetting one or multiple things. Just so much easier with a shopping list. She can't read. Unless she... The god memory. I mean, you have to, I guess. You can't, like, check things you've written down. You can't make notes. Oh my god, studying for a blind person must be a pain. Can't fucking make notes or anything. That'd suck. A quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we're both paid for our food and are out the door. 200 well, I got 3 million IQ. This isn't a joke, Kramer. I've been tested. I got tested, 3 million IQ. That was the result. 3 million. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upward at the night sky while holding both our bags. Is this the same... I feel like this is the same night sky they used when I fell from the roof. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my tour. You tired as well? Festival's preparations have been complete chaos. It's just now breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? And it's a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class. But as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Oh, it's Rin. Rin, what are you doing out here so late? Rin? Lee pokes her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin, Tezuka. I think that was her last name from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated-looking expression, something like a focused fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Ah, I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. Not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie, or a statue. A statue of a zombie. But slowly, some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, very thoughtfully. Hello. She's such a weirdo. There is an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too, just now. She's such an idiot. Some people asked that just before. I assume they were wondering the same. I don't know. They don't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much... So that was pretty much it. It's a murderous mystery without a murder. So just a mystery. They were going that way. She turns facing to her right in order to demonstrate the direction the other people went. Too, as if that was important. Then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person, she gives the impression of being the quiet type. Rin really does use a lot of words and say things that don't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished or say nothing, neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. think that both of us are in fact just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. A stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. Was that expression? Yes, it was. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Jesus. Do you have amnesia? Don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's that. The other passerby were probably just worried, though. You do look really lost, the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I pondered for a while whether I should chase this angle further, or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I decided on the latter. Seems that most of the time it's probably to not read too deeply into what Rin is blabbing about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves, as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that, except with human interaction. There's a chess player, like I can't remember his name, the guy who's like the best chess player in the world. He does this sometimes. He plays against pro players, like other grandmaster players, and he'll just do seemingly really dumb moves, but he's so good that he can make it work out. And so people will be playing him and they'll always say, this guy's either a complete genius or a fucking idiot. Oh, did I just move the... Let me fix... Is that in place? Yeah. And even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn. It's just like Kenji said, even when I win, I lose. It's just the power of the girls of Yamaku. Push the thought aside, it's too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here. She frowns, looking extremely depressed at even my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. Sounds like progress at least. At least sounds as if she's spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. Can't say I share her optimism. Yeah, there is some, definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence gives Lily hopes. What? Kill Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin's, as far as I can tell, unbased assurance aside, what should be done? I could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are. But it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin. What? If Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. But she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet too. I'd appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly why she's staying subdued, yeah. So I assume, what, you were going somewhere, not coming back to the school? Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock and she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this. You a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. No, what? Why would you think that? You know what I was doing? What the hell? She's never made that face before. Eh? It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before, to get to the store. If you were going to school, we would have met you on the way. Ooh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. Hang on. I don't think the mic picked that up, but my neck cracked really loudly. Holy crap. Did the desktop audio pick that up? You need to fix your Microsoft account. Most likely your password changed. Select here to fix it in shared experience settings. I don't have a password at Microsoft. You know, this is the second, that is the second time this week that someone asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? And shrugs her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. You know, maybe you should come with us back to the school. Lily interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly disguising that fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop, as in it's entirely inane anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Min considers this rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. We're in, I think that's picking up the music fine. There we go. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in a rhythmic way, looking like a mix of a sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on her shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. A quiet, apart from the relaxing one into town at that. So how's the mural going? You're going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. The hill Yamaku rests on top of is surprisingly steep, but going uphill we slow the pace. But I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there. I can see the gates already. More than that though, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder. Interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something, I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? Or just the urge to say, aside from our traveling companion, but only just. For a moment she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Oh, right. Because of her good hearing, she can probably tell that I'm breathing really heavily. Alright, how do you mean? The fact I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily noticed it all too quickly. I'll tell them. Oh. It's alright. I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh? Is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Monica said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought. Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurns me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort with such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty, I guess the best way to put it would be, messed up, hard arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it, and spent most of the spring in a hospital. Ended in Yamako on doctor's orders. She certainly nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't know each other that well. Can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. Well, I do want to, what? I do want to assert her concern. Really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I tried to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realized the futility. Found knowing this Liz smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorm, Rin stops in front of her mirror as if lightning struck her. She's been so quiet for almost all of the walk back that I all had but forgotten she was there. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I'm going to go into a fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural is going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. You have any drugs or a time machine? This is not good, not good. She's behind her schedule. Recalling Shizune's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She has left herself open for a told you so, unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me, I'm gonna need to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes. But then I realize she's not wanting to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack for making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone. She sounded like she was going into shock or something. I'm sure she would just fine. She's just, how to say. Lee cooks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique. Yes, a very unique person. Guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion. What? Melodiously? I know. Fucking hell. I know what word it is. I'm not saying it right though for some reason. Sorry about leaving you stranded. As you talked to her, I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight, apologetic smile, as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. I'm not one to blame her at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's as exhausted by this as I am. I better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for the company, Hisao. She smiles very sweetly at me. Feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. Can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say. But that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin. Maybe? Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. Yep, I've read this. Oh. Not knowing what is... Oh, wait. So tell me, how are things? Oh, okay. See, last time he asked me why I had a heart attack. This time it's just like, how are things? Things? Expected Muto to be a... What? Oh, I expected Muto to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. You know, things. You've had a week to settle down now, so how are things? Fine, I guess. I see. Now is your condition. The pause before condition seems a little unnecessary. Haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across Muto's face. Good. That's good. The school's nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get at a normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I guess. I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? And, this should be the same, yep. After about 10 minutes of virtually shuffling in our seat and trying to read, Hanukkah closes the book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished and there is nothing else to do in the classroom. Not that I have anything to do anywhere else either. School's a beehive. Beehive activity, but nobody pays me any heed. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frankly doing this and that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You wouldn't guess the school day's over. It's a bit quieter outside, but not by much. People zip by left and right, hurrying as quickly as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. The midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body, making it feel limp all over. Warm, soft air flows inside my shirt, feeling like a cushion. I yawn lazily, thinking about what I'd do. I'll drop off my books at the dorm first, and then something I haven't decided yet. Maybe Kenji is in his room. Not Kenji again. Don't tell me I'm gonna die a freaking second time, despite seeing all this different stuff. See all this different stuff, still end up dead. I haven't pissed anyone off yet. I didn't tell Misha to go kill herself. Well, I guess I didn't do that. I didn't do that last time, but I was mean last time. I haven't done so this time. I haven't had the chance to be mean to anyone yet. On the way to dorms, I spot Emmy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I wave at her and she skids to a stop. Yo, Sal. What? Spatters of white and green paint adorn her nose and chin respectively, but her smile is wide, as it seems to always be. She leans closer to me, amplifying the feeling she is examining me. What you doing? Nothing really. I don't have anything to do for the festival, and everyone else seems to be doing something important. That's perfect, then you can help me and Rin. With the festival preparations? I'm not sure if I would be much help. That's fine. I'm not much help either. Emmy grabs my wrist and starts dragging me back inside the school, quite forcefully. Even though walking speed is more like jogging, making me stumble over myself simply trying to keep up. The stairs slowing me down a bit. Maybe it's hard to climb with her legs. Maybe she's finally running out of breath. We go all the way back to the third floor and to the seniors' hallway, ending up where I left 5 minutes ago. I could just as well have stayed here waiting for Emmy. Had I, what? Waiting for Emmy had I known. So is Rin working on that mural still? That's right, she needs all kinds of paints and brushes and stuff, so I went to get them from the art classroom. And you need me to help with that. Well, Rin told me you had already helped her, so I thought you wouldn't mind. I see. I need to drink some more. Hydration hour again. Electric Boogaloo. Man. It's only been an hour and I'm starting to kind of feel tired. I don't have much, I don't have good streaming stamina yet. Because I'm, yeah, I don't know. It takes time, it takes energy and just lot more focused to be like talking and streaming and stuff. Oh my god. Okay. Just needed a minute to recuperate. So thanks to Emmy's flaky logic, here I am again, collecting stuff from the art classroom for other people. This room is empty. The music's being weird, I'm just gonna turn it off. The room is empty apart from ourselves and the lonely specks of dust floating in the air. Emmy skips straight away to the back wall, digging out a tiny, crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. While she tries to make sense of the scrawled handwriting, I take a closer look at the materials laying around here. Dozens of paint cans and bottles are arranged on the shelf in a most unorganized fashion. Some look like they have been left there for several decades, relics of previous art club generations. Next to the heavy stacks of neatly piled drawing paper are boxes full of different sized brushes and unsorted crayons. The smell of paint, turpentine, and fresh paper floats in the stable air, mixing in my nostrils to form that unmistakable scent of art. That was weird. Amy studies her notes, comparing them to markings on the various paint cans, and passes them to me as she finds the correct matches. She stretches her neck to look on the topmost shelf, but it's not quite enough. Oh, whoops. Her eye level stays below the shelf no matter what she does. Amy gives up and just looks up at the shelf longingly, like a child at a toy store, huffing in annoyance. After a moment of building anger, she starts jumping up and down, apparently trying to speed read the labels during the fraction of a second she can see them and catch what she can. It's no surprise that she fails miserably and almost manages to bring the entire shelf crashing down. Now I see why me lending a hand would be useful. Come on, let me do that. You can't jump high enough, and I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. Also, I'm like twice your height. You are not. She turns around, flaring scorn, flushed cheeks and all. Just kidding. Anyway, I'll look up there, okay? She glares at me one more time, but can't come up with a retort. With a grudging, turns her back to me. What a son, dude. So I begin scrounging around the top shelf of paint while below. Paint while below, Emmy crouches to scavenge what she can from the cupboards. I shake my head a little after double checking to ensure she can't see me do so. Emmy, having a complex about her height, was a surprise. I wouldn't have joked about it otherwise. She seems easygoing, but I guess everyone has their weak spots. My throat's getting a bit sore. Only after we have almost all the items collected and spread out on a desk like a treasure hunter's spoils, do I realize that it wasn't necessarily the height job that got her riled up. She might not like to be told that she can't do something, like jump, but Amy herself seems to have forgotten all about it already. Quick to anger, quick to forgive. Is she that type of person? At least she doesn't seem to have taken anything to heart. She chatters away happily while we pick up the rest of the items and then make our way back to Rin. Shiverously, what? Alright, mate. Carry the bulk of the materials as we make our way towards the dormitories. Dude, what a simp. What a simp. He's just doing it because Emmy's a girl. Simp town over here. Rin is really stressed about getting her painting done. Tough. What? Oh, it's her own fault though. She should have started earlier. Is she going to make it? No idea. Looks good to me, but with Rin you never know what's going on. Found her this morning lying in front of the dorm in fetal position. She hasn't slept all night. I can't believe that the night nurse hadn't found her. Now she's painting again like crazy. Yeah, I've noticed that she comes off as kinda unhinged, so to speak. Amy giggles at that, as well as at my likely too obvious awkwardness. I don't mind it, she's just a little weird sometimes. On that I can agree with her. Unlike me, Amy seems to be cool with Rin's whatever it is that feels so off about her. Still, They don't feel close like Misha and Sujin do. With them working as a single entity sometimes, it's hard to say where one ends and the other begins. Even though they're so different, just like Emi and Rina. And Rina's the most different of them all, different from anyone else I've met. Yeah, I guess she's a very... there it is again, unique person. I return to that word again, as if it encompasses Rin's personality by itself. But really, it's just a substitute for a lengthy description of her oddities. Emi giggles as I grasp... what? Oh, grasp about for a proper descriptive word. She's just weird. You know, earlier, she just spent half an hour sitting on her box and stared at her toes. She giggles again in a way that makes me think she doesn't know what's funny about it, just is. All that time. The working area... English, please. Oh man, the music again is like... music's like not coming in again. Oh god. Well, it's coming in now, but I don't know what's cutting out. There. I don't like it being that loud for me, but it's the only way OBS will pick it up. The working area is a mess, but the mural itself has taken over even more of the wall since I last saw it. The disfigured human... what? Oh, the disfigured human figures have been mostly coloured in tones of red, pink, and orange. Weird imaginary things populated the spaces between. Looks nice. I can't think of any word that would describe the work concisely and comprehensively, so I settle myself on a nondescript nice. Nice. My god, this music. Nice. But honestly, it seems like the area around the wall becomes untidy at the same rate as the mural progresses. The ground is littered with dozens of paint cans, various art supplies, and empty soda bottles. Rin herself is in the center of the chaos, standing there looking very cozy, as if she was a natural part of the scene. Her pant legs have been rolled up to her knees, exposing her thin legs, which sport a drying spectrum of war paintings similar to those on Emi's face. Emi sprints to Rin ahead of me and gleefully jumps in front of her. I'm back! That was fast. Did you run in the corridors again? Sao helped me. Emi points victoriously at me. Rin turns around, following Emi's finger with her eyes, looking at my general direction. She nods absent-mindedly at me. She looks like she hasn't slept since last night. A vacant glad stare that's focused slightly off me, and movements... what? And movements like in a slow-motion movie. Hello, Sao. Thank you for the help. Don't mention it. I just did. Never mind. Yeah. Looks like you've made progress. Looking good as far as I can tell. But now you got more bad luck. I know, but I'm willing to take the risk. It's a very nice thing to say. For me, of course, not for you. This is why artists are always unlucky. They have to constantly look at their unfinished paintings. So artists can't find romance. Their favorite TV shows are cancelled, or they die young because of an unspecified disease. Oh wait, no, unspecific disease. It's a deep and mysterious lore of the universe. Isn't that most artists of any kind, not just ones that paint, die young? Unless they are blind. She considers this for a while, looking like she's gonna fall asleep. There is a boy at the art club, you see, blind boy, so he doesn't see. You already told me. Glad sight it was an Emi, and she glances back in a way that tells me she's heard this one before too. Neither of us say anything to Rin though. So she continues her monotone soliloquy like an unfunny stand-up comedian. You should become an artist. No bad luck, guaranteed. Don't you think that would be a good idea? That only blind people should become artists? No, not as such. You might have a point. Bending that train of thought, she turns again to consider her work and starts humming a tune that I think I recognize, but can't remember the name of. Emi arranges the supplies we bought and moves a few paint cans around, trying to bring some organization to the scene. Emi, I need the Purisan blue paint. Which one's Purison Blue? She's staring helplessly at 7 or 8 cans, each with a different tone of blue. It's one with Purison Blue paint in it. Jeez, Rin, you're not helping at all. Look around as well, even though I don't know what Purison Blue looks like either. I wonder what blue has to do with Purison. Or what Purison even is. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it. None of the blues look more Purison than the others. The small print on the labels is legible enough to determine that none say anything about the contents being Purison. There is no Purison Blue here. Amy heaves a sigh. Guess I have to go back and get some. I promised to help with our class project though, so I'll be back a bit later. Can you manage without it for a few hours? Rin nods, and so Amy leaves. I stay because I like watching Rin paint, and because I have nothing better to do. Sit on a box and pick up today's book from my bag. It's a story about 3 guys drinking beer for 2 weeks straight and doing little else. Rin moves from the spot that was in need of blue and starts slowly working on another. Her foot works the brush steadily against the plastered wall. Layers of paint on top of layers of paint. The mural slowly gains more form. Hell yeah! We got the sick music coming in. Okay, I just wanted to enjoy that for a while. Her foot works the brush steadily against the plastered wall. Layers of paint on top of layers of paint. The mural slowly gains more form. Turn the pages at a leisurely pace. In this chapter, they are drinking beer at the protagonist's friend's place. In the previous one, it was the protagonist's own apartment. It's not a page-turner kind of book. A slice of someone's imaginary life that makes me wonder why it had to be written. Why indeed, the reason for doing something creative. It's something incomprehensible. Like why Rin does paintings. I feel like she and Emmy are the same, going squarely against their fates as if it's just out of spite. Rin even said something like that. Do something you can't, just because you can. If that's what she meant, is that her reason? Might be Emmy's. She comes off as quite a headstrong person. Rin doesn't give off that kind of an air. Thinking about it, she doesn't give off any kind of air. Maybe a different kind every time I would talk with her. Why does she say what she said? Why does she, or anyone at all, paint, or draw, or sculpt, or write? I've never had much of a creative impulse, so I don't think I can really understand it. It makes me feel hollow inside. What a grim thought. I could really decide whether it's true or not either. Am I content at being this way? I can't deny I'm feeling a little bit envious of Rin, but I can't really consider it a flaw of any kind. I'm myself, and she is herself. Still, I do need to find something. Something that could make me feel a little... Oh no, the music. Oh right, the start bit's gonna keep cutting out because it's dumb. Something that could make me feel a little less lost about myself instead of just drowning myself in these books, as I did in the hospital. I can't help but feel disorientated. The new school, lifestyle, and people around me contribute heavily to this what? Sorry? Sensation. I'm trying my best to fit into existing social circles. Most of the people I've met have been really nice. Still feels like I'm an outsider though, like I don't belong. I shake the feeling off, realizing that I'm spacing out. I haven't either turned a page of the book nor done anything for Rin. She's trying to pour some paint from a big can using only her feet, having not bothered to ask me. Maybe she did and I didn't hear it. Either way, it looks very unstable. Whoa. Quickly jump to help her, as it looks like she is about to spill the entire contents of the can all over the pavement. Take the can from my feet and pour some in the bowl. She doesn't say anything, and neither do I. I catch a glimpse of her eyes, looking silently at me from under her unkept bangs. Bangs. It's an unreadable expression, a perfect poker face, mixed with a hint of something like a mild surprise. I wonder what she is thinking. Maybe she is wondering about what I'm thinking. Maybe nothing. Penny for your thoughts. Do you have any pennies with you? I don't think I do. I don't think I would tell. I'm not thinking anything either, so you're in luck. Except now I just did. She frowns, looking looking very unsatisfied. It's hard to not talk about anything, but it's important. I'm about to ask why it's important when some old guy walks up to us, looking like he has some business with Ren. Whoa. Huh. Never... Have I seen this character? I don't think so. Good afternoon, how's it going? I can make it. Ren doesn't take her eyes off the wall and responds so naturally that I can only assume they know each other. I haven't seen this man before, so I naturally wonder who he might be. Maybe a teacher? His hair is faded to a silvery grey, so much so that it looks artificially dyed. I hope that's not the case. Small round glasses hang on the bridge of his nose, but it appears he's constantly looking over the lenses rather than through them. Studying the mural intently, has overset glasses. Good, good. What bold composition you have there. He moves to inspect the mural closer, talking to himself about it in a way that makes it obvious he wants us to hear it too. Very good indeed. I don't really know what to make of it, but Rin doesn't seem to care much. She's looking around her working space, the various balls of different tones scattered all over. So, A little more of this. Give me a second. Pour a 50-50 mix of two paints into the bowl to create more of the same pale pink tone Ren was using to fill up the shape of the man's face. Ren watches me doing so, which makes me feel nervous somehow. The face is so unamusing that it feels she's just waiting for me to do something wrong. The man turns to reckon me as well, looking surprised as if he noticed my presence only just now. Maybe he did. Well, hello there, who might you be? I'm a transfer student in to class 3-3. San Nakai, nice to meet you. Metro's class, eh? Well, I won't hold that against you. Oh my god, that sound. It laughs very loud, obnoxiously loud. A few small birds take flight from a nearby tree. I'm Shinichi Namuya, the art teacher. So this is the art teacher. In retrospect, I should have guessed that much. Even looks like one, as far as first impressions go. How did you come to end up assisting my protege? I wish I knew. Just kinda stuck with her, I think. I'm interested in the art club. I feel like I'm gonna die again if I say I'm just stuck with Ren. But am I interested in the art club? Maybe that's the Rin route. Decisions. Yeah, I don't want to die again. Before it was just like, okay, if I don't end up with the girl I want, it's like, whatever. But now it's like, oh, there's more to it than that. Art club's probably the Rin route. At this point, it's probably just better to secure a route than anything. I'm gonna do them all eventually anyway. I guess I'm a little interested in the art club. I blurted out, partially inadvertently. What do you mean? Nothing specific. I wonder if I could come by sometimes, even if it's just to observe or something. I've been thinking that I should join some club or something, so it's in no way a premeditated move, but a vague sense of determination has really been building inside of me for this past week. I want to do something. I want to belong somewhere. Might as well be the art club, my shortcomings notwithstanding. The teacher seems pleased. Oh, you want to join? Well, we always welcome new people, of course. Club meetings are normal enough. We study various aspects of the fine arts and try our hands at them as well. Or feet. He gives an embarrassed cough, but Rin doesn't seem to mind. I take a small amount of comfort from the fact that I'm not the only one with vocabulary difficulties in the school. Namir rebounds his fox paws by theoretically checking the time from his huge gleaming pocket watch and slaps his forehead even more theoretically. I really must take my leave now, but if you have questions, I'm sure Tezuka can clarify. Somehow, mentioning clarify and Rin in the same sentence doesn't feel right. However, I don't say as much as the teacher, since he seems to be in a hurry. As much to the teacher. Tezuka, I'm pleased to see that this little project is going so well. I just stopped by to remind you not to run off by yourself tomorrow. I've invited certain people to the festival for you, and I'm sure you'd like to meet you as well. Hope I'll see you on Monday then, Nikai. Teacher leaves, and we are left by ourselves again. Rin is still painting as if nothing notable happened. Since nothing in fact did, I am left wondering what on earth is wrong with me. Art and I haven't worked well together in the past, at least judging from the grades I used to have in middle school. Maybe a club will be different than an obligatory class, who knows. I try to come up with something meaningful to ask about it, but to no avail. I'll just go to a club meeting and see how it goes. So we invited some people tomorrow just to check out your painting. He has a lot of art people friends, just like to talk about art. I think he wants me to talk about art with them. Somehow I get the feeling that you aren't too thrilled about it. Rin shrugs non-committally, but it still gives an impression of a general displeasure at the idea of having to discuss her painting, or any painting, with other people. I don't really like talking about art. It is already a way to talk without talking, so why bother talking about it? I can understand that. It's like being bored and talking about being bored because you were bored. I'm not following you. You ever talked about being bored? It's pointless and not very exciting. All you can really say about it is, I'm so bored. I once spent a week trying to think of something meaningful to say about boredness. It was the most boring week I've ever had. That's pretty fitting, don't you think? And he gives me a look, the laconic kind that looks like it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I just rarely can come up with anything to say about art. I mean, like, this one you're doing now. I have no idea what to think about it, except that it looks nice. What is this painting about? It's not about anything at all. That's so Rin. That's what I'd like to say, so I did. But that was a small lie. I said it anyway because I would kinda like it to be true. Teacher wanted me to do this, but I didn't have any ideas. I tried to have some, but nothing happened. So now, this is a painting without any ideas. But what are you painting then? No idea. Come to think of it, I think I'll call this No Idea. I was about to say, you could just call an art piece No Idea. Now I started thinking again. This is bad. Shakes her head vigorously for a while, trying to shake thinking out of her head. That amber red hair flails wildly around. This is why I had Emmy help me. She makes it easy to not think about anything. You know, she just talks about anything for hours. It's like her head is made of bubblegum foam bath jelly. You're kind of the same, but not really. It's very helpful if you stay here. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. It's probably neither, with Rin being the overtly neutral person she is. So is there anything specifically you'd like me to do to make you not think? Just be. So without knowing what I should do, I just sit on my empty box to watch her continue with the painting, idly leafing the pages of her beer-drinking book. What? The beer-drinking book. Why did I say her? Rin had a serene expression on her face, her dark green eyes hiding what she might think behind them. No, wait, she's supposedly not thinking anything, right? Whoops. I didn't mean to do it that time. She quietly hums to a tune, interrupting every now and then with a polite request for more paint or another kind of brush. Her concentration is admirable, even though she seems to be sleep-deprived and under pressure to finish the job. Inch by inch, the painting gains more foam, details being added on top of details, colors entwined with each other, filling the empty spaces growing on top of each other. I find myself thinking about inspiration and motivation to create art again. Where does one get ideas? They don't come out of nowhere, and I don't think there are muses that magically inject some inspiration in your head. I mean, as someone who creates something in writing, the ideas do just kind of come out of nowhere. Like, sometimes I'll just be walking my dog, and I'll just be like, oh hey, I got another idea for an arc I can do in Melodraw. And then I write it down as a note, and proceed to never write Melodraw. Ideas have an origin, and a purpose. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that Rin is lying about her mural, or at least twisting the truth. Maybe she doesn't even realize it herself. You can't do anything creative without having an idea of what you are going to create. That would go against the definition. Sad melodraw hours. Yep. I need to write more. I have so many ideas and arcs planned out. Like, you have no... Like, where the story is and where my head and ideas are up to is completely... It's completely different. If I told you, like, the kind of shit that's happening now, you'd be like, how did you even get there? How did you get there? It's so different. There's sky islands, and there's people from space, and then there's interdimensional portals fighting the sand people across the mountains, and there's friggin' new material that don't exist in the real world that I've set up, like minerals and stuff, mainly for the floating islands, and all this, just so much shit going on. Every stroke must be decided to be drawn, even if it's made at random. Then that too is a conscious decision. So a painting, even this one, must be based on having some deliberate goal or idea of what to paint. Friend's idea is to have no idea, as she said. Does that count as having an idea? Logical paradox? It seems to be Rin's modus operandi for most normal interactions. So it wouldn't surprise me if she hadn't even noticed that herself. Wonder if I should bring it up, but I'm not sure if I want to engage in an argument about logic with this girl. One of us would probably end up short-circuiting fairly quickly, so I discard the... squirming and shuffling restlessly. Even our usual blank, vague expression breaks occasionally into pretty difficult-looking expressions. The kind that one doesn't just come up with accidentally. Everything alright? Yes. No. Maybe. I don't know. My back started hurting again. Is painting too big after all? It's hard to paint in that position. Want to take a break? After I finish this part. Of course she doesn't take a break, and I don't bring it up because that would be completely and utterly pointless. Rin continues her work and I stay with her. I like to watch her paint, and I'm going to be a member of the same club she's in now. When she declares the mural to be finished, or it's already so dark that I have no idea how she can tell. There is no celebration, no general sense of a job well done, just a tired and laconic "I'm done," and then we both go to sleep. The next day I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine, since it's a Sunday, and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window I can already see some of the people at the soba booth, slinging noodles on... Oh right, I've read this. Wait. Okay. Thank fucking God. Holy shit, I was terrified. Oh my god. Well, I joined the art club, so I guess I'll go with them. You did what? I joined the art club. Man, that was a bad move. Really bad. You don't know what kind of girls there are in the art club. Troubled, angsty cuties who tear your heart out and eat it raw. Well, I know one art club member, and I don't really see Rin suddenly becoming a psychopathic murderer. Oh, psychotic murderer. That seems unlikely. Don't say that. Don't fool yourself. You have no idea what you were dealing with there, man. With here, man. They're the worst kind. They drag you in with all this fancy-pantsy shit when you least expect it. Bam! Bam what? Kenji seems slightly phased at my skepticism, but not any less loony. It doesn't matter. Tread carefully, man. Tread carefully. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire. Then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attacks finish running its course. I'm gonna have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. The happy hubbub of the crowd greets me as I push myself through the main door and step outside. The school grounds were transformed into festival grounds over yesterday and this morning. What? Oh, colourful stands line at the main walkway from the main entrance to the school building. Some people are still carrying stuff to and fro, but behind most counters are relaxed students who look like they are good to go. Most of the other students have been up early to finish preparations. A feeling of guilt passes through me, but it soon goes away. I'm just a lowly transfer student after all. Some visitors are already strolling around the grounds. There are some young families with the perturbed parents trying to keep up with their over-enthusiastic offspring. Safe? Yeah, I'm safe. I'm not gonna go kill myself on the roof with Kenji. A few students of our own accompanied by their parents, and a lot of old and young people who are here for no reason I can imagine. The what? Carillan bursts. What? The cat. Carill? I had no idea what that is. Bursts into life, and the principal's squeaky voice announces the opening of the festival over the PA system. Everyone applauds politely, if a bit unenthusiastically. School festival. We didn't really have festivals at my old high school. Feels kind of old-fashioned, especially considering the school I came from. But it's still somewhat exciting. I thought old schools still do it in Japan. Is it really an old-fashioned thing? I thought it was like still a thing everyone does. The day off feels sweet after the first week of hard work, despite me lying on the hospital bed for 4 months prior to this. I recall even wishing that I could go to a math lesson during my stint at the hospital. I can't remember the program for the festival, even though Muto went through it during class just the other day. Step off the dorm steps, intending to take a tour around the school, around the grounds to see all the stuff the others have set up. But I only make it down to the bottom of the stairs. Hey. Few people are studying Rin's mural on the wall, while the artist herself is lounging on the sidelines, leaning against the wall and looking extremely bored and mildly under the weather. Good morning. Hello. How's it going? I only said it feels old anyway. Okay. I thought you'd have an idea. God damn it, Toast. You're meant to know these things. Nowhere. I'm stuck. What do you mean, stuck? I mean, I can't walk stuck. I think my legs are out of order because of yesterday. Does it hurt? It's hard to say. Maybe. The strain of work on the mural was greater than she let me know. I thought it was just a bit of tired muscles or something. I mean, to ask something further, but Rin swiftly moves on to another topic. Teacher's friends came by. Then they headed into town for lunch and asked me to go. It was a good thing my legs hurt so much. But you're stuck sitting there. That's not good. I'll just wait until I can walk again. It should be either sooner or later if you think about it for a while. Teacher was happy that I finished the mural. He should be. But I wonder if it's finished after all. Oh? I thought yesterday that I'd done everything, but now I'm not sure anymore. I should paint more details, maybe. Probably. It's very hard to decide. Finished or not, the mural looks great in broad daylight. Various human body parts represented over and over in a wildly mutated, mostly disfigured variety are the main element. They are rough-looking, as if faultlessly paced and rudimentally painted, but a great deal of thought and care has gone into each and every one of them. Does this one have a frog growing out of his head? Yeah, I was gonna say it looks more like a fish than a frog. What's that? It's nothing. Anyway. The wall is so wide I have to turn my neck from side to side to see the entire painting. It's hard to consider it a single piece. The elements don't seem to fit together, but I guess they do create some kind of a whole. Abstract as it is, well, I have no idea what it's supposed to be portraying, but it looks nice. That's enough for me. I settle myself next to Rin, leaning against the wall, like she does. Happy noise of the festival are becoming louder as more and more folks enter the grounds. The domes are far from the main attraction in the main building, and the stands... What? The domes are far from the main attractions in the main building, and the stands around the courtyard, so most visitors have not found their way here yet. She just slides in. Somewhat bored expression settles on Rin's face, making her look detached from everything that's going around her. She's being awfully quiet. I wonder if she's in pain. So what does the art people say? So what did the art people say about your mural? My question rakes Rin from her daydreaming. She lazily turns her face towards me. I'm not sure. I think they liked it. Maybe they did. Wait, maybe they did? Oh, okay. What about you? Are you happy with the mural? Because I kind of participated. It'd be terrible if you were unhappy. Rin tilts her head, biting her lower lip. I think it came out decently. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It just is. I guess I'm alright at being empty-minded. Can I ask something else? What does this painting really portray? I thought about it yesterday when you said that doesn't portray anything. But that's a logical fallacy, isn't it? You can't make something out of nothing, not even art. Rin frowns and turns her head back towards the clouds. I don't know. I'm not really good at explaining things. It's just a mural. There's nothing special to it. I said it already. She sounds annoyed at my inquiries. I don't know what I'd paint, so I decided to paint just a mural. It's a mural that portrays a mural. No, wait. I just thought of a better way to say it. It portrays itself. So its muralness is at a maximum, at least as far as I can do. So if you think it has some meaning, I think that's the same as this one has. That makes no sense. Meaning? I feel the corners of my mouth turning upward into a smile. That's just a tiny bit bothered. Oh well, there's the full thing. I've never understood art in the deepest meaning of the word. I get the basics, how art is supposed to be only a means for exchanging ideas and thoughts. However, I never learned how I should interpret a piece of art to somehow divine what the artist intends to say through it. I know it's not any special skill, but somehow my brain never can connect art with anything else than what it sees. All I can see is a mural. I can admire the technical skill. After all, even I know the difference between bad art and mediocre art and good art. But that's as far as I can go, so don't ask me about meanings, Rin. Her reply sure made me reluctant to ask her about it any further either. So what are you doing when you get on your feet? Nothing, but there's a festival. Don't you want to go have some fun? I'm fine like this. You don't like socializing much, do you? I think you're arguing more for her than for myself at this point. It's not that I'm particularly thrilled about the festival either, just a bit curious to see what it's like, and that's about it. Her answer is unsurprising. No, I don't. I guess me neither in the end. You should go if you want to. I know, but I can keep you company. I'm not used to all this just yet, so it's okay to take it easy. I can leave though, if you want me to be alone. I'd like it if you were here. Circle around each other, which works, but eventually end up somewhere. Her saying that... Oh, what? Her saying that makes me feel oddly happy, so I stay. Her presence is something I like too. The odd warm aura of sincerity that she seems to emanate makes it uncomfortable to be silent. I really like that. Wait, what? Makes it comfortable to be silent. I really like that. Watch people walk by, the two of us silent, everyone else chattering happily among themselves. Students are leading their families to the dorms to show their rooms. They pass us, and the mural maybe glance at it once or twice. I pay less attention to them and more to my companion, trying to figure my way past her cryptic, unreadable wall of a face. Rin's eyes flicker restlessly from one person to another as they walk by. Is she waiting for people to stop at the mural, maybe secretly hoping someone would comment on it? I don't think anyone would assume she was the artist. We're just sitting here like a pair of hobos after all, and she doesn't even have hands. I wonder if it's even in Rin's style to fish for compliments. She seems so aloof. More people walk by, some of them pointing their fingers at the mural, exchanging words that I can't make out. Someone drops a snow cone on his shoes. Too bad for him. Everyone seems to like it. I suggested tentatively throwing a topic into the stale summer air separating us. Rin doesn't answer right away, but by now I am mostly used to her occasional slowness when she must talk. It's like she takes great care picking her words, which is really unbelievable when you consider the jumble that comes out of her mouth. I wanted to make it so that you can just look at it without thinking. Then I realized that it doesn't make any sense, so it became something like a mix of this and that. From far away, it looks like someone vomited a herd of... What? Herd of butterflies on a wall, which is exactly what that obnoxious president person didn't want. Is that word... What? Is that word that... What? What word? That. What is the word for more than one butterfly? Butterflies? No, like a herd, or a school, or a heap. Oh, I don't know, a flock maybe? Maybe people like butterfly vomit. Rin looks at the mural, looking surprisingly unhappy. The middle could be better. Usually I like in-betweens, but this was a pain in my butt. Not literally, of course. Then again, I did get that too. I guess it was literal after all. Don't be so critical of yourself. She looks at me funnily, but shuts up. At about this point, I start thinking if I should really leave and do something more constructive with my Sunday. This is the pinnacle of social failure. A whole free day, a festival right outside my doorstep. And what do? Sit here with Rin, two bystanders with nothing to do except think what a pity it is to just be a bystander. Even realizing how pitiful it is, I don't do anything. I don't stand up and take off for a day of fun. Shuffle, shuffle. Why is it in the middle? That's so weird. Rin, oh, it's Rin. Rin is shuffling restlessly, constantly swinging one leg over the other, knee and back, and then back again. She's a very irritated look on her face. Is something wrong? Yes, no, yes. She suddenly hops up to her feet. It's surprising. I thought she was still rendered immobile, but apparently that's not the case. I have to go find Emmy or someone. I need some help with something. I can help you. No, it's okay. One of us has to stay here in case something happens. Don't be ridiculous. Nothing even remotely interesting has happened since I came here. Except that one guy who dropped a snow cone on his foot. Let me... That's the most interesting thing. Some guy dropped a snow cone on his foot. Let me help you since I'm bored. So what is it? Rin's lips flatten tightly against each other into an almost perfectly horizontal line. She closes her eyes and draws in a deep breath. She opens her eyelids. The frighteningly stern look in her dark eyes takes me back. Sir, you might not want to hear this, or maybe you do, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. And even if it did, you are not leaving me any choice? I'm having my period and I need some help regarding that. However, I don't feel that our relationship is yet on the level where I can allow you to pull my underwear down in the girls' toilet, even if you offer to. That's why you should stay here while I go look for Emmy. His blood rushes to my cheeks like the rushing tide. My brain tries to desperately search for an answer, but the only thing I can think of is how that was the most coherent thing I have heard coming out of Rin's mouth during these 4 days of known her. Yes. Not wanting me to read Rin's eyes, I turn my face aside, pretending I'm looking at someone's parents. From the corner of my eye, I see Rin turning on her heel and walking off without further ado. I feel like going to hide under some rock. I wonder how long Rin will be gone, or if she will return at all. Oh yeah, Rin doesn't have arms. Dealing with her period would be like quite annoying. She can't really fix it herself. Because, I mean, can your foot... Yeah, your foot can't reach that spot. I just tried. She does return eventually, appearing seemingly out of nowhere and sitting back to where she was, next to my place. I'm back. She says it flatly, like my blunder never happened. I'd prefer to forget the whole thing as a whole, so I keep it quiet. Time passes in standstill. The sun gleams from high above the main building. Hits me directly in the eyes, but I just squint instead of moving. In a bit, it becomes painful to keep my eyes open just a little, so my temples start aching. My head hurts. I think the day gave me a headache. Can you believe it? Are you hungry? How is that related to headache? It's not. I ask because I am. Her oblivious seriousness melts my... irritation and its ridiculousness, and I find the corners of my mouth turning slightly upward again. You know what? So am I. I'll go get some food for you. What do you want? My treat. Doesn't matter. Returning with the food, I give one portion to Rin, taking the other for myself, and we dig in without a word. Rin looks upward, fork hanging out of the corner of her mouth. What are clouds? I always thought they were thoughts of... What? I always thought they were thoughts of the sky, or something like that, because you can't touch them. You feel like that when you were a kid? No, last week. Maybe because sometimes my thoughts feel like clouds, fluffy and white and slow. Like the sky was in my mind, like my mind was the sky. The sky of your mind. Close your eyes and think of sky. You won't be able to think of anything else until you stop. I try it. It works. Magic. Opening my eyes, I see Rin studying me with her eyes. I feel uncomfortable because she doesn't say anything. I turn away. Opening my eyes, I see Rin studying me with her eyes. You can't use eyes twice like that. That's too much. I see Rin studying me would have been fine. Clouds of water, evaporated water. You know, they say that almost all of the water in the world will at some point of its existence be a part of a cloud. Is that? No, it won't. It won't. It can't be. Water comes out of the tap, and then I drink it. That shit's never going in the sky. It's going after that, isn't it? What the I don't know. Ends up in the ocean. I guess that then does go back up in the sky. I don't fucking know. Every drop of tears and blood and sweat that comes out of you, it'll be a cloud. All the water inside your body too. It goes up there sometime after you die. It might take a while though. Your explanation is better than any mine. The water in your body will go up there when you die. No, it won't. The water in your body is constantly rotating out. It doesn't take till you're deaf for your body water to go up there. It's not the same water from birth to death. It's constantly being refreshed and changed with new water. You'll just run out and die if you don't get new water. Because it's true. That may be it. Carry on eating the food before it gets cold. The wall offers a bit of blessing shade as the sun revolves around the dome of the sky. But the afternoon is already slowing, making way for the evening, so our lunch becomes more of a dinner, or whatever the word is for an irregular meal like this. Despite what I decide to call it, it certainly hits the spot. I haven't eaten a bit since forever. My appetite filled, I let out a satisfied sigh. Rin hasn't eaten all of hers, but seems to be doing with her food. What? Oh, but seems to be done with her food as well. I lean back, taking in the atmosphere. The crowd has thinned already, but the activities are still going. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. And why not? It's warm, the kind of perfect summer day when it's hot, but not too hot for comfort. The sun will set soon. Time really has flown by. We've been sitting here for 6 hours. Yes, we have. It's a quarter of a day. Do you want to do something else now? No, not really. Me neither. She adjusts her position and leans against the wall, and I follow her lead, relaxing my own body. For minutes on end, we sit there without saying a word. I'm trying to feel Rin's mood with her demeanor, the tension of her muscles, the tiny expressions fleeting on her face. It's no use. She's unreadable as always. The crowd swells to and fro, people happily chattering with each other. Very few people pay real attention to the mural, and even less to us. I fiddle with a few odd pebbles absent-mindedly. The act of doing something just for the sake of doing something. The pinnacle of idleness. Inch by inch, the sun creeps lower and lower towards the tree line, changing the color of the sky close to the horizon from golden yellow to orange and red as the moment of sunset draws near. I feel like my stomach is filled with lead after eating so heavily, but the brick wall feels surprisingly comfortable against my back. I try to fight against the drowsy feeling that is overwhelming me, to no avail. Wake up with a start. Low boom reverberates through the school grounds, after images of bright sparks flash through my visions like stars. Something rises towards the sky from the direction of the sports field. Trail of fire, what? Oh, a tail of fire trails behind it until a burst of red and yellow flame lights the sky high above the school with another loud boom. Hey! Hanabi! Some flash of light against the canvas of the night sky awakens me to realize that it's actually dark already. How long did I sleep? I feel groggy and can't feel my right arm. As I attempt to flex it, I realize why. Rin is leaning heavily against my shoulder, almost falling on my lap. She is fast asleep, not even fazed by the fireworks. Her mouth is slightly open and her eyes are peacefully closed, a sleeping, childlike face of the innocent. I shake Rin gently with my free arm, trying to wake her up, or failing that, move her so that my other arm is liberated from its pinch. Rin's face twitches and her eyelids shut tighter, as if to resist against waking up. She gradually opens her eyes but keeps them half closed, letting the light from the fireworks sneak just past her eyelashes, so that her green irises mirror the bright flashes of the explosions. Then looks up at me and frowns. Just a while longer, okay? Rin's voice is drowsy and slow, leaving her almost unintelligibly muttering words hanging lazily in the air. It seems she is not entirely aware of the situation. Rin's head drops back on my shoulder as she leans against me with all her weight. She snuggles against my side, trying to make herself comfortable, but making me feel very uncomfortable at the same time. I become intensely, almost painfully aware of Rin's warm body and the deep, peaceful movement of her chest against my arm, her breathing soon returning to the even rhythm. I can't help admiring her gift for sleeping, or the ease of mind of hers to use someone she has known for less than a week as a pillow. The rockets rise up to the sky one at a time, breaking into flowers of red, green, and gold, accompanied by the oohs and ahs of the audience. I try to push Rin's disconcerting proximity out of my mind. For what can I do about it? I just hope her short while really is that. One by one, the glittering bursts are born and die in the blink of an eye, coloring the dark night sky into a constantly changing abstract painting. I listen to the low booms of the explosions and Rin's quiet breathing, trying to clear my own head of the post-awakening disorientation. Thankfully, just a little longer really proves to be just a while, as Rin stirs from her slumber and wakes up again before the fireworks are over. I fell asleep. She finally opens her eyes completely and blinks a few times. You fell asleep on top of me twice. You didn't like it? Well... Despite the inconclusive stammering, Rin sits uptight, drawing herself away from me. Well, you are heavy. It's a lie. She weighs next to nothing, but I have to get a jab back at her, even if it's under the belt. My mock protest fails to draw any reaction as Rin's attention is drawn upward to the flashes of the fireworks. She seems hypnotized by the colorful play of the explosions. A slight tingling sensation goes up and down in my arm as blood starts to circulate again. It's unpleasant, but it helps me to get rid of this dizzy feeling. More and more rockets rise up to the sky, the bright colors of their explosions reflecting from the clouds. Both of us stare at the fireworks fixedly, though the canopy of trees enthralled by the show. We would get a vastly better view of the sky if we moved even a couple of yards, but neither of us bothers to even suggest it. I really do like fireworks, even though looking at them makes me feel kinda sad, I think. It's like they want you to look at them so bad, so they are loud and bright, but when someone looks, they're already gone. It's like they were not even real. They're real, I can tell you that. All of this is real, you know? If you think about it, nothing really lasts for long. Even something like my life or yours is just a blink of an eye in the history of everything. Like one of those rockets. Poof, and we're gone. But we're here, aren't we? Yeah, this is reality. Rin sitting next to me, the loud bangs of the fireworks, the vast, unlimited sky. These things are definitely real, even though they won't stay here forever. I feel warm inside and I wonder if it's because Rin is so close to me or just the feeling of being alive. Don't really know what I should say next. It's alright, maybe I'm just talking to myself. But you know, fireworks are pretty. But, in the end, isn't it somehow silly to spend so much money on a fraction of a second worth of pretty sparkles? Rin rips her gaze off the still ongoing spectacle and leans backwards, looking at me with a repulsed face. Wow, I never knew you to be such a cynic. Cynic is a pretty harsh word. Rather than that, I think of myself as a realist. Isn't a realist just a word for what a cynic calls himself? The final rocket goes out with a bang of silver and blue, leaving the grounds eerily silent for a moment, until the crowd starts moving toward the main gate like a cattle herd. Wisps of grey smoke drift towards the dorms from the sports field. The pungent, sulphurous smell of gunpowder it carries along feels like it sticks to my hair and clothes. Was that it? I think so. Stand up and stretch my sore back. Slipping against a brick wall wasn't such a good idea after all. Yeah, that'd be horrible. Rin stands up as well and turns to face me, with an expectant gaze on her tired features. Though she seems to have trouble focusing her eyes, she is looking straight at me, something I feel has not occurred too often in the past week. So... Suddenly realize we have been almost on a date here, as if by accident, even if we did nothing. But it wasn't, so why is blood rushing to my cheeks and my speech stammering? I don't know what I should say, especially since it seems Rin is waiting for me to say something, but luckily she solves my problem for me. Good night, Asao. She gives me one more lingering look, measuring me from the tip to toe, turns around on her heel and skips off, disappearing into the crowd. Okay, good night. I'm left stranded, standing there, giving my response to the cooling night air. Sigh. The festival turned out to be nothing like I expected. Ended up spending all day in one spot with Ren, even though neither of us agreed or nor suggested that we do anything. I just don't have anything better to do, and evidently neither did she. Ren's warmth lingers for a while longer in my body before disappearing into the falling night. Whoa! Cutscenes? I didn't know we had cutscenes. Act 2, disconnect. Yep, on the Rin route. I didn't know we had cutscenes. Still can't believe I got friggin' the only bad end the very first time. I shouldn't have pissed Misha off, but then I probably would have ended up on the Shizunair route. Oh well. Let's save. What's it called? A wider field of vision. Alright, well, it's almost been 2 hours. And, my throat's actually starting to feel sore. I was gonna go live for longer. Like, I was thinking, I'll go live for like, what is it now? It's 10? Yeah, so I was thinking 4 or 5 hours, maybe even 6. But I just don't have this. I just don't have the stamina to stream for so long yet. I'm not used to it, and yeah, my throat's starting to be dry. I've run out of water. Probably should have had more water. But hey, I wanted to reach the end of Act 1 and get to Act 2, so we're there now. So I just think I'll end the stream here, and I'll see everyone hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna try and keep up with like streaming every day. Oh wait, I wanted to check something. Hold on, let me reopen that. Yeah, there it is. There's an extra thing on the home screen. Pro streamer. I support this. I'm glad I have your support. I mean, there's nothing else to do right now, right? I got nothing else to do, might as well stream. Since I have the internet to do it now. Alright, whatever. Go to Act 2. We'll continue with... Or I guess get real proper into the Rin route tomorrow. Ciao.